At you all, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, full of the joys of spring, ready to engage in a vicious game of treachery, deceit, and murder.
So here we go. I've decided to watch The Traitor and review it, and it sounds like, or the concept of it is similar to The Mole. I think there was a show called The Mole where someone would always sabotage the group. I remember watching it on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to watch. The reason why I wanted to watch it was because there are a couple of people that I know, a couple of people I really like. I can't say I love them because I don't know them personally, but I watch the challenge, so I'm a challenger. So I love the fact that they have Johnny Bananas and they have CT. Those are two of my favorites. Phaedra. Oh my God, this is going to be something else. So they have Phaedra, and surprise, there's Sheree, and I'm like, what is Sheree doing here? Even Bergie, what is Bergie doing there? And then I saw Maxim Chumakowski from Dancing with the Stars. I really was a fan of his on Dancing with the Stars. I liked that his goal was always to teach his professionals to do amazing. He just didn't get them to sort of get the highest score, but he wanted them to actually learn the dance because this is something he's passionate about. So right off the bat, those are the people that I recognized. Maybe I'll recognize a couple more. We'll see how it goes. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing The Traitor, Season 2, Episode 1. Oh, I forgot about Kevin from Bling Empire. I like him as well. Sunset Bling Empire or Sunset something. I've watched him on Netflix. I've forgotten. Anyway, and the host, I remember watching him from The Good Wife. I don't remember his name. Hopefully I'll pick up his name at some point, but I can't wait to watch it. I think because I don't know most of these people, my opinion might be very unbiased. I'll try my best, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, so they are introduced to the game. They're going to be traitors that are going to be appointed. And I think the goal is more or less like The Mole, where the rest of the cast is trying to weed out the traitors, and the traitors are trying to weed out the rest of the cast so that they can win the money at the end of the day. Apparently it's $250,000. That's what they're there for. And I'm surprised Maxim, I'm still surprised why he's there, but hey, it is what it is. This is not the sort of thing that I would have thought he would do. But anyway, he hasn't been on Dancing with the Stars for a while. I haven't watched it anyway in a while, so maybe he's been there and I haven't seen him really. For Survivor, I've only got back into Survivor because I'd gone off Survivor for a bit as well. But Sandra won twice, which is amazing. And for Pavitt to sort of say, oh, there's a rivalry, and just like, please don't. Just get there, play your game. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. That's it. And then Phaedra is going to be strategic. Phaedra is going to be very strategic. The fact that she took CT to sort of show him the pictures of everybody on the wall, I think she's really looking for someone to sort of go to battle with, and she knows the challenge guys are very strong, so if there's going to be challenges for them to do, she's best off linking herself to someone like Bananas or someone like CT, because they could save her at the end of the day. Bergie looks like a fish out of water, poor thing. So Alan, oh, that's the name of the host, Alan Cummings. I completely forgot his name. He's from The Good Wife. Anyway, that's where I know him from. So they all meet in this conference room after a little mixer, and we've barely heard Sheree talk, and it's like, why? We're 20-something minutes in and you haven't said anything. You're normally the bone collector. But anyway, Kevin is confused as hell. He doesn't know who is who. The fact that he doesn't know Johnny Bananas, he doesn't even know about the challenge. And it's like, okay, it is what it is. But I do like him. He's always that sort of in a way with the fairies all the time. So hey, we'll see how it plays out. So Alan chooses the traitors after having a conversation with everyone. I would have loved him to pick Maxim Chumakowski, because I think Maxim is very sort of mysterious, that it would be difficult. He's a man of few words, and I think maybe this is why he wasn't picked, because Alan couldn't suss him out when he asked him, what's your game plan? So instead he chose Phaedra. Does it make sense? Yes, it does. Because Phaedra is good at reading people, so she would have, sussed them out and known who is who. And because she's so messy and shady, people wouldn't assume she's already the traitor. The guy from The Bachelor, Dan, I don't know why. I really don't. I don't know why they chose him. It doesn't make sense to me. But I guess we'll see as the game goes on. And then to have people sort of trying to call each other out once the traitors have been sort of picked doesn't make sense. I think, who do I want Phaedra and Dan to pick as a third? Because apparently they will have to pick somebody else to be in their team. I think they should pick CT. I think Bananas is too goofy. CT can be serious when needed and he can be goofy when needed. Whereas Bananas is just all over the place. So I think people would suss him out and then they would get in trouble. Although he's a good competitor, I don't know how well he could do under the pressure of something like this as a traitor. But CT, I can see him getting away with it. So I hope they pick CT. Anyway, people start accusing each other. Oh, I think you're the one who was picked. And Phaedra's just sitting there and just looking around. And that Dan guy he's got this smug look and it's like, please, be a bit more serious. You don't need to show everybody that you've been picked. This cast is weird, isn't it? Because I didn't realize they had some people from the UK. I've seen that guy in the House of Commons, the one who was screaming, order, order. I remember there was a scandal. I think it was last year or the year before. So that's amazing to see him there. I don't know how well he's going to do. He's already been accused of being a traitor when he hasn't done anything. I think he was just panicking. He was overwhelmed. I think in his job, he didn't have to worry. Yes, he knew cameras were there, but this, I think, is something out of the norm for him. I think he and Bergie are in the same boat because Bergie can't talk normally in a group, let alone with ladies. And Ekensu, what is Ekensu doing on this show? So for Ekensu to start speaking to him, she should be more protective of him because they are from the same franchise. I would have thought that because Bananas and CT are going to play this game like no other. I know there's a lady from the challenge as well, but Bananas and CT can pretend to be enemies and still push each other to the end. So Bergie, oh poor thing, Bananas was laughing and Bananas is going to wind people. Hopefully he doesn't get enough on people's nerves that they kick him out. Phaedra is just there in the background with a bowl of popcorn, pretending as though she doesn't see anything, she can't hear anything. And with Phaedra, you can't tell that she's actually a traitor because of how well she's able to hide it. With Dan, he's a bit too smug, but Phaedra, you could never tell that she is, one of the traitors. And Maxim is like a fish out of water. I haven't really heard him speak apart from when he spoke to Alan. So I hope, he does do something because he's just there, like, like a display item. So the competitors are set a challenge. So their first challenge is there are some puzzle pieces in the water. This reminds me of the challenge immediately. So there are puzzle pieces in the water and it seems they're going to paddle in a boat to the water and then sort of sort out these puzzle pieces and then hopefully win $30,000. But then also there are some shields that if you want to give yourself, it's more or less like immunity. So if you want to protect yourself from being killed, you could pick that up and automatically you're immune from whatever elimination is going to take place. But then it's revealed that you have to start off being tied up, and that's a twist on its own. And Bananas is right to say, one of the traitors could actually run for the shield and pretend like they're not a traitor. And so it's going to be interesting to see everybody's gameplay. I can't wait. What's interesting is as soon as they're tied up and, they're told go, Janelle doesn't wait for anyone. She just runs for her shield. She takes her shield and then she comes back, which put a target on her back. She's from Big Brother. They're used to being sliced, so I don't think she's really bothered about next week. She's just worried about staying safe this week. And then we had a boat that had some of the strongest guys. You had Marcus, Deontay, Max, and CT. And they were rowing, and then they saw the first shield, and CT was like, nah. I'm just going to go. And he went for the first one. So he got that shield and Deontay got the other shield. So which means they are the three that are safe. I think including the traitors, unless someone calls out the traitors. And then it was so confusing. Everyone was calling commands. They found the map. Phaedra Sleek, she wasn't doing anything. She wasn't looking for the maps. She wasn't in the boat. She wasn't in the water. She was just mucking about. First, she tried to untangle Bergie, who was the last person to be untangled. And so it was sad. They should have allocated themselves that you will look for the maps, you will go and get the puzzle pieces, and you will sort of designate how we sort of align it. I wish someone like CT, who's good with maps, had been left on shore, or as soon as they found the map, they had given it to him and then got him to sort of read out the instructions or sort of direct them on what to do, because everybody was giving different opinions and different commands. It was confused. It was chaos.com. I'm surprised they actually were able to save that money, to win that money, because I think, as CT said, had it not been for CT and Johnny Bananas working together, I think they would have lost that money because everybody else was very confused. I can foresee, unless they're killed off, I can see the challenge people getting towards the end. I can see the survivor people getting to the end because they're used to challenges. Big Brother, their challenges are not as hardcore as Survivor. So if I were to put my money on it, I would say either someone from Survivor or someone from the challenge is going to win it, unless Phaedra is able to stick it out as a traitor. But hey, it is what it is. So they were able to assemble the puzzle pieces. It was detonated. It was announced that they'd won the 30K. So now it's a matter of, the traitors deciding who they want to pick as their third person, or who's going to be killed off. Looking at everyone who's there, I would say I would rather City be a traitor. But then again, I'd rather it be between City and Bananas. Maybe it's because I'm biased because I love them from the challenge, but I think Bananas, because he's so goofy and all over the place, no one would be able to call him out as a traitor. Whereas most of the other people, you might be able to call them out. I think Dan needs to be eliminated. I think he's too cocky. So I think he needs to go, really. I think he needs to go. I think somebody needs to out him as a traitor. So you then have everybody sit down. I personally don't understand. Did they shoot the beginning and then go for the challenge and then come back and change into their same clothes? Or did they do the challenge and then come back and sort of do the table where the traitors were nominated or selected, or what is it? I don't get it. Anyway, they're still wearing the same clothes that they came onto the show with, so I would assume the challenge maybe was before they did all this, because that would be a lot of changing and stuff. Anyway, Dan, you can tell, I hope people are able to weed him out. He's too cocky for my liking, and the fact that he's pulling everybody for a chat and he's too, I want to know about this person, I want to know about this person, he's going to be found out. Whereas with Phaedra is very sly. During the challenge, she was just mucking about. Nobody knew exactly where she was or what she was doing. When they came back, while Dan was busy pulling people, Phaedra was just sitting there chilling. She was just sitting there chilling, eating her meal, listening to everything that was going on around her, and just, that's interesting. Even in the car, when people were asking Dan, if you were the traitor, who would you kill off? He's very obvious. He thinks he's very sly. I think City is better. I think City would have been better at this, but then he wouldn't have been able to have been as competitive. So I think they want the competition in City to come out, although Phaedra said City is her favorite. So I hope she picks City. I want them to pick City. If not City, I want them to pick Bananas, the banana boy. If not Bananas, who else can they pick? Maxim. Yeah, Maxim. Because Maxim is very sly. He's not talking to anyone. He's just wandering around. He's just looking at what's going on. He's just listening to conversations. He's not involving himself in any mess. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, then you have Phaedra and Dan knighted as the traitors, and they are now getting to meet to know who the other person is. And Phaedra is really taking this seriously. Phaedra's cutthroat. She will cut Sheree if need be, even though she knows Sheree from Real Housewives. And so Dan is like, I don't even know who the other traitor is. They've been very good. Well, maybe you need to learn from them, because what you've done hasn't really worked so far. So they have the reveal where Dan and Phaedra meet. And I think Dan is too eager. I'm going to say this again, he's too eager. Because when Phaedra asked him, so who shall we nominate as the third traitor? He was calling out names and names and names and names. And Phaedra stood back and sort of watched him. And then she eventually suggested some people. And it's like, I really wanted to find out in episode 1 who the third traitor was going to be. So I can't wait to find out who they nominate as the third traitor. Do I want Big Brother people there? Nah. I want CT. I want someone from the challenge, either CT or Bananas, to be the third member of the sort of traitors, because they will make sure that they win all the challenges. They will go under the radar as someone who's trying to compete and be saved, and yet they are the traitor. Whereas the other people will be easy to sort of suss out. People like Bergie. Bergie can't lie to save himself, so they'll be able to find him out. So they nominated their traitor, and apparently we'll find out in episode 2, and then we find out also who's going to be killed. I can't wait. Thanks guys for watching. I will be reviewing my episodes individually just because I have to upload the clips and stuff, and so it makes more sense to do them individually. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from previous episodes. Bye guys.